and welcome to episode 791 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, October 12th, 2021. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. We got Mark, Pat, Wes, and I'm Will, and we're going to talk to you today about another comic book character coming out of the closet and other topics. What else we got?
They wrote him out of the closet.
Well, it's another one in a long line. I actually tried to. We'll get into it later, but yeah, it's too many to count, honestly.
Yeah. I'm gonna pop culture the shit out of you guys with a little movie roundup, a little Hollywood minute.
That's sick. I got. There's an epidemic going on down there in Florida when it comes to teachers, students, and sexual intercourse. I want y'all's take on it because it seems like it's a real trend emerging, real nasty trend.
In Florida only? I mean, or...
specifically in one county in Florida, they are going off on these students.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little dark in the TikTok international moment.
No,
back to basics for Wes.
That's right. I'm back. It's Monday, Tuesday, whatever the fuck that is.
It's Tuesday.
A couple gruesome, grisly stories.
FaceTiming you, Wes. Don't answer that.
Oh yeah, you are. Oh,
Don't answer that.
That could really bump the show off.
Yeah.
One of you guys are on your phone or something.
Okay.
All right. Anything else? Anything else before we hop in? Any other things we got to announce? We know the next trivia date, anything like that?
No, we haven't booked that yet, but I'll book it. Manans, we'll announce it this week for sure.
Oh, good.
We got to start planning the April trip soon, don't we?
Yeah, April. So we'll have another trivia coming up. I mean, all this stuff, patreon.com/hardfactor to send in the car, pop the clutch, or join the Florida Man Friday tier and just get extra Hard Factor content. But yeah, so we'll have a trivia. And then, yes, April 2022, April 21st, we're going to Florida, right? That's the plan. We're all just...
probably to this county where these teachers are fucking all the students.
Hopefully so.
Hopefully.
Wait, is anyone on the show 15?
No. Oh, that.
No.
Oh,
then
like,
we're safe.
Yeah, but
Half
what
the
if
pack
we
with
were?
Wes will be out this week, by the way.
There you
I'm
go.
working on a special something that's taken me a little while. It's a little sketch. I think you might enjoy.
That sounds delightful. Sounds fantastic. All right, let's do the news. Cup of coffee in the big time is up first.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
Holidays, history, and trending news. But first, a fun fact for you guys. Did you know that lungs have a surface area of about 70 square meters?
What?
Your lungs, the inside of your lungs have a surface area of 70 square meters. And also, they have 1,500 miles of airways in them.
Unbelievable.
I can't even jog a mile.
Inside the lungs.
What's the
lungs.
regeneration?
If you got them to their
stat?
max, though, you could for
Yeah.
sure because they're very
used to
good.
be. Yeah, they used to be good.
They're very good. And they also take in about 11,000 liters of air every day. Also, a few liters of whatever else you like to put in there. So
Gonna rip your gungs out. Remember
Dunhills.
remember that spoof from Weekend at Bernie's? The guy who's not the famous guy from Weekend at Bernie's, the guy that did just Weekend at Bernie's and faded away. He chases a kid around and he tries to say, "I'm going to rip your lungs out," but he says, "I'm going to rip your gungs out." So
that somehow made it in the final of Weekend.
That was
at
the
Bernie's.
best take.
Yeah, that was the best take they had. Was rip your gungs out.
The blonde guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, the blonde guy, I think.
Not a lot. No, the blonde guy was the famous one. He was the one that was in the Brat Pack, the blonde guy.
The one that looks like Ross then.
The brown-haired guy.
Wasn't Ross.
He's been in a couple other things, the brown-haired guy.
I'm going to rip your gungs out. All right, it's a wrap.
I don't know. One of the two of them can't say lungs. Yeah.
It was a tough edit for the Weekend at Bernie's.
I feel like the blonde guy would have said, "Rip your gungs out." He was more aggressive. Yeah,
it was the comedian. It was the comic relief guy.
Yeah.
It's Andrew McCarthy, right? It was Andrew McCarthy and then Jonathan Silverman.
It's not Jonathan Silverman. It's not the dark haired guy that looks like Ross. It was Andrew McCarthy ripping his gungs out.
The gungs out. Yeah, that sounds about right.
He was the anchor of that movie, man.
But he fell off, and Jonathan Silverman had a bit of a career afterwards. Is what I'm saying.
I think you're mixing them up.
I don't think so.
Jonathan Silverman was in Caddyshack.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Andrew McCarthy was in the Brat Pack, bro. He's in St. Elmo's Fire, Pretty in Pink.
But
Less
those were
Than
before.
Zero.
Those were before. This is
Yeah,
post.
the
gungs line ruined his career.
Neither of those guys were real. Like, I wouldn't say we're not going to classify them as stars, are we?
No.
McCarthy was a
guys?
star.
No,
He was a star. For sure,
Okay.
he's a star.
I don't know. That's
Was he a mannequin?
Yeah.
yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
Man, you know who would have crushed in that movie? I'll be honest with you, Steve Gutenberg.
I wish it had been Gutenberg or Michael J. Fox.
Gutenberg would have
great.
delivered
Fox.
lungs correctly.
Yeah,
Gutenberg
J. Fox
would've-
would have too. Oh
Yeah.
man.
A little too short for a mannequin model, though. Jay Fox was, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
but-
cruel joke.
But his lines would have been on point.
True.
He would have brought the comedy. All right, October 12th in history. Sorry, October 12th holidays first. It's Day of the 6 Billion. Don't know what that means, but it sounded cool, so I included it. Drink Local Wine Day, Free Thought Day, National Farmers Day. That's probably the big one today. National Gumbo Day, Pulled Pork Day, and World Arthritis Day. So,
Yeah. Shout out all the farmers in the hive. We got quite a few.
oh yeah, this is Big Farmer Day.
Yeah.
October 12th.
Speaking of National Arthritis Day, I went to pick up my son from his grandma's today, and she's like this older, like, Asian woman, and she has a pretty thick accent. and
Definitely has arthritis.
Yeah, she has arthritis, but she had this contraption at her house that she showed me. It's like a belt that she puts around. It's infrared, and she's like, "You have to look. She tells me how much it cost, and then she tells me that if she were to go to one of those infrared booths, it would cost her $40 an hour. But she got
Out of
this for
pocket's
$150.
insane.
So
Yeah.
she's putting it on her fingers. She's putting it on her back. She's showing me how she's doing it. She says it works great. So if you're out there and you have arthritis, check out these infrared little things they got going
Remember those balance rings or like bracelets they used to sell at every kiosk at the mall?
Yeah.
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 Mhm. Oh, the
It's got
bracelets.
that vibes. Yeah, the
No, but
bracelets that helped you walk better.
The infrared though could be legit because like if you've gone to physical therapy in the last like several years, like literally the last like 15-20 minutes every time is the infrared gun,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like that visit's like
It's
a
more
couple $100
believable.
bucks.
It's more
Yeah.
believable than a normal bracelet making your core work better.
Right? But I would question if they get the same results as the like pro machine, but still,
Yeah.
I mean, it's-
They all got conned, bought the infrared machine. Now they're trying to justify the purchase, is what's going on. But I will say this in the same way that Reed Hastings of Netflix is like trying to build a campus in Colorado to reward public school teachers, like give them a little bit of like a sweet incentive or like, just a reward. We need to do that for our farmers. Can we organize like a farmer summit where the farmers come and party for free?
Oh, you think maybe that happened on this day in history? Today, October 12th, Pat.
King
we'll
of the
get to that
segue.
one at the end. But first, on October 12th, 1492, Christopher Columbus. You may have noticed, this week's got a lot of Columbus stuff
That's
going
right.
on. 1492, Christopher Columbus on October 12th made landfall on, they think, in the Bahamas, and he called it San Salvador. He thought he had reached East Asia. So remember, he turned away from Florida. That's where he ended
It's a
up.
long time ago. Maps weren't really around. They
Nah.
weren't- Yeah.
He's doing the best he could, but he did pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, he found the new world and whatnot.
He got
so-
far. He got far. Yeah, he did get
Yeah.
far on the
That's,
boats.
that's mixed up. So he called it San Salvador, which is now the capital of El Salvador, but he thought he was in East Asia.
Yes, the East Indies. Yes, which is then why I guess why they called it the East Indian, like the pirate stuff, right? Even though it was like in the Caribbean,
The Dutch East India Company?
something like that.
I don't
Something,
That's right. The Spice Company.
something going on. People thought that America was Asia for a long time. It was a big mix-up back in the day. Next up,
They were
October
shocked.
12th, 1859, self-proclaimed Emperor of the USA, Emperor Norton, issued an edict abolishing the U.S. Congress.
That
So-
guy doesn't look crazy at all in that picture.
Nut
Yeah.
job Norton.
Whoa! Look at
Nut
that
job
guy.
Norton. Funny fact about him, he was basically just a podcaster of 1859. He was just like a socialite in San Francisco, and he would just say crazy shit. And,
People liked him.
yeah, people would joke around.
Yeah.
He said Congress should be abolished. He was actually a Brit, probably had that accent, helped him get a long way. So
Back in the day, though, if you could put pen to paper, right, like that was a huge barrier of entry. So like if he wrote that decree abolishing Congress, like, I mean, it had some steam already, if he wrote it down.
I think, he probably did, but
Whew.
like it's probably his
Close
job.
call.
Like it's probably like some.
It was really
comedic
easy
writer.
to trick people back then, though. Remember, we've cited it a few times before, but War of the Worlds, everyone thought there was an actual alien invasion back on the radio when there's no internet and TV.
Yes. So this
Yeah.
guy just writes, "I am the Emperor of the USA,"
Yeah,
and people
he-
probably were like, "Oh, this guy's." Got
I believe it.
Yeah.
I better fuck him.
Yeah.
It says it on this paper right here. 1901, still a time when you could have tricked people easily, probably. Teddy Roosevelt renamed the executive mansion to the White House. So
good change.
Big change, yeah. 1989, the Vikings traded several stars to the Cowboys for one Herschel Walker. They gave away Emmitt Smith and like 4 other All-Pros for Herschel Walker on this day in 1989.
Did that work out?
No. And then October 12th, 1996, Pat, this is one you were looking for. That was Farm Aid.
Oh,
First.
yeah, that's like the farmer. But I don't think the farmers like got to fucking party there. It was a bunch of music fans.
I'm sure hopefully they flew in some farmers to party.
There were some partying farmers at Farm Aid.
We need a new, we need a new thing like that, but like more of like a sex island situation.
Do you think Teddy Roosevelt was doing a lot of cocaine, or was it the wall? Like, why did he call it? Do you think it was like an ironic name, the White House?
Because there's a big white building.
It was all white.
He's a very literal man.
He's just literal. There was no subliminal messaging at all.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some racial
Is
undertones.
it a semen joke or a rational joke?
He almost called it the Hannah Montana house.
Yeah.
But it,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? No, it's because of the color.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think so.
Trying to give him some credit.
He's also Teddy Roosevelt was a big time guy. Like,
Not a big thinker there.
yeah, he had to like put his
The
stamp
stick
on
that's
something.
big, not the
Right.
Yeah.
But that's like his saying like speak softly but carry a big stick. His big stick of things is like he's got to put his stamp on everything.
Yeah. And
Teddy,
and
you
just
got to know
be- and
Teddy
just-
was there.
And just cut the bullshit. It's not the executive mansion. That place is all white.
You
all
take
right?
a shit after
It's the
Teddy,
White House.
the seat's gonna be super warm. He's gonna
yeah.
want to let you to know he was there.
Did you guys know that
He's unhinged a few toilet seats.
it was originally speak softly and carry a thick stick, but people thought it was too inappropriate.
sexual.
Sexual. Yeah.
Oh, wow, Teddy must have had a thick one.
You also don't want your leader like coming from a mansion too. You know, maybe that was part of it.
Yeah.
Kind of elitist.
Teddy, is this saying directly referencing your
Right.
genitalia?
Well, that's a White House, isn't it? So, yes, I'm pretty literal.
I names them like I see them.
Yeah. It's a thick stick.
All right, let's move it on to the trending news. Honorable mentions. There were some Gruden, Biden, and PETA bloopers floating around out there, but can't be all sports and politics all the time. And there wasn't much else trending on Monday. So we're going to move it right along to the cream of the crop today.
The cream of the crop!
And it's Pat's favorite subject, comic books.
Oh.
Variety is reporting a revealing new headline that the new Superman, John Kent, keep that in mind, is coming out as bisexual in an upcoming episode. DC announced it on Monday, which, as we covered, was National Coming Out Day, on top of both Columbus Day, which has already been soft canceled, and also Indigenous Peoples Day, which maybe has been put to the side as well, since President Biden only addressed National Coming Out Day on Monday.
Come on.
Yeah,
He didn't
for real.
mention either Columbus Day or Indigenous Peoples Day.
No, just gave a speech about National Coming Out Day. At
That's
any
pretty
rate,
101 for the indigenous people is to get that kind of treatment.
Yeah.
right? They were actually protesting to declare a climate emergency at the same time he was giving the speech about the other things. So, at any rate, DC Comics dropped this for National Coming Out Day on Monday. They dropped this news. John Kent is the son of Clark Kent, the original Superman, and Lois Lane, the reporter, who he, conceived John with, and is known as the Superman on Earth. So an episode that comes out on November 9th called Superman, Son of Kal-El #5. He starts a romantic relationship with reporter Jay Nakamura and shows that he shares a thing for reporters with his father.
What?
So,
Yeah. What, so I was gonna say, what is it with this family and reporters?
Yeah, I don't know, something. Here's some of the pre-release scenes from the episode that are going to make some people very happy and others incredibly irrationally unhappy and angry. Here's the first one. I got 3 for you. That's just John and
Bad timing. Chappelle
Nakamura
could have done a
Jay.
whole nother set on this.
Wait, you said it's Nakamura? This guy,
Jay Nakamura's got the pink hair and the
he's
horn
not
rimmed glasses.
Japanese.
He's probably
Well,
half Japanese, Pat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well, I can't. I'm already walking on eggshells during this report. What do you want me to do? Throw in some racial stuff here? I mean, okay, this is John.
He's a half Jap.
This is John Kent and Jay Nakamura just staring at each other on a train, having a nice talk. Jay's got some kind of mask. I don't know. Maybe he's like a superhero on the side kind of thing too. Who knows?
Yeah. He's got sick kicks.
Yeah, he's got style. That's for sure. You can see what John sees in him. And then here's the next one. They're getting a little bit closer here.
Whoa.
John and Jay really staring into each other's eyes. Pat, that picture might satisfy your requirements a little more in terms of his lineage.
He does look a little bit more Japanese at that angle.
Okay, yeah, thought so. And then finally, the coup de grace right here. This is
the one that tricked a lot of people, Will, because it looks like like Clark Kent Superman, right? The other pictures you can tell it's like a different look and he's a younger kid, but this one looks like Superman, not his son, unless you know, like for people that aren't keeping up with the comics, and this probably pissed a lot of people off.
And this is a picture of John Kent just making out with Jay Nakamura here.
I know that's a picture of Superman making out with John Nakamura.
I know Wes thought that was Clark Kent.
I certainly did.
You know what? Wes was not the only one. Right. Let's take it to the internet from Arizona State Senator Wendy Rogers. She tweeted,
comic book fan.
Huge comic book aficionado. Right. She tweets, Superman loves Lois Lane, period.
Lois Lane.
What an idiot. She misspelled Lois. So Wendy Rogers, Arizona State Senator, tweets, Superman loves Lois Lane, period. Hollywood is trying to make Superman gay, and he is not. Just rename the new version Superman, TH, so we can all know the difference and avoid seeing it.
Wow.
And
Wendy.
That is some fucked up tweeting from an elected official, bro. Are you kidding? That's a base ass 8th grader joke.
She should have just clicked on the fucking button and saw that it's his son. Like how?
Like why can't his son be gay?
Well, it's not. It doesn't bother me. Anybody could be any race.
That's what I'm saying.
Gender,
like, why can't a
sexual orientation? It doesn't matter. But
if you're arguing it, you're just a homophobe. If you're like, not Superman, he's too good to have a gay son. You know, like there's no argument.
But Mark, they actually do this. The comic books do this, so it's a good it's a point that we're talking about. But it's true. It's Superman's son, not the real Superman that they're turning. They're turning his
Superman
sexual
loves
orientation
Lois Lane. Period. We all know this. Yeah.
Right. Oh. And so just like the Robin, right? Because this Robin, Burt Ward, definitely not LGBTQ plus. But then the later Robin, who was much more macho, definitely was, right? So
you talk about 1960s Robin, Burt Ward, who was the gayest character on television of all time.
But he was straight, Pat, according to the comic book lore. What I'm saying is that they protect people's brains by making one of them.
It's an alternate universe, Will. He's gay in the multiverse.
So, they tried to bend over backwards to appease people, and nothing will. If anybody sees a black Bond or a gay Superman, they just can't.
Well, I'm never reading Superman again.
Don't tell Wendy Rogers about Black Superman, dead Superman, or the fact that Superman's son's banging a Japanese man, because that's really, I think, what would irk her the most.
They also do it
if she knew the reality.
Superman only bangs Americans.
That's right, not this half Japanese freak Nakamura. They also do this with opposite sex as well. Like female Thor really drives people up the wall. But
they keep the original one. It's like
she's a power lifter.
She's a sturdy girl.
But they keep the original one, and then everybody tweets, "Why not just make a new one and then change?" And that's what they do.
Technically, it is a new. Yes, it's like a new line of. It's just the character's name is easier to sell Thor under the name Thor than if you were to call her Grutilda or whatever.
Right. And then they're like, "But this is new Superman," even though it looks exactly like old. So it's just. It's a never-ending outrage cycle.
It's all to make money, and it's still it's to appease people that are not appease, but to give recognition to people that are probably underappreciated, and then also they do it, I think, to stir up some controversy.
Well, they also do it. They do it.
Marvel's hammering them.
Mm-hmm. Dude, if you look at the comic book history that you see, like during different periods, like what's happening socially or politically or whatever definitely influences all the comic books, and they all like change at the same time and do different shit.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's
they
like,
fought communism for a long time, but you know that Robin.
well, other
is
stuff too,
somewhere
like
in
they've
the
been
universe.
censored in the past. Like back, that's why the original Batmans were
miss.
so very safe.
Big
right?
miss
Because
not having an indigenous Hulk today.
right. Yeah, they just absolutely. Why couldn't they have
Smashing Skulls.
Well,
Yeah.
and then why couldn't they have had like a villain Columbus? Come on, give me a break. Like,
Huge
hey,
misses.
just-
Yeah.
What the hell?
Columbus is fucking with indigenous Hulk.
Yeah.
That would have been a fucking killer comic. Yeah.
And then just mix in came out Batman or Superman as well. Whatever.
Yeah.
There's room for everybody, but not on the internet, according to some commenters. And that's today's
Lewis
cup of coffee.
Lane.
in the
Lewis
big
Lane's
time.
gold. That's
What a
absolute gold.
fucking idiot.
We all
She
know
had to weigh in.
he's in love with Lewis Lane.
And
That's
she
my
beat
middle
it.
name. It's definitely pronounced Lewis. It's a male.
That's
a
like
name.
that reminds me of when Kayleigh McEnany tweeted like the murder rate in 2020, and she was like she thought she was burning Biden. It was like the biggest increase in murder rate ever was under Trump's last year. So, anyways,
Got to do a little research before you fire off the hot takes.
yeah, but we've all been there. I've
Yeah.
definitely been
Yeah.
there. I've
True. We know we can empathize with the Lewis Lane.
definitely said some dumb shit, then realized it later how stupid it was.
Lois and Lewis, huh?
Comic books will do that to you. All right. And that was today's cup of coffee in the big time, brought to you today by Raycons. And I don't know about you guys, but if I'm going out somewhere, I'm bringing my wireless earbuds with me. Here's a quick would you rather. Would you rather talk to a random person at a park about dog poop or maybe some other subject, or listen to your favorite song?
Song.
Yeah.
Song.
The answer is clear. And that's why I and the rest of the boys here use Raycon wireless earbuds on all my walks in the park specifically and other places. So,
Hey, quick disclaimer: it does not work against olds. That they don't understand that you have your buds in. Just so you know. But everyone else,
Pat, or you could order the bright red
Awareness
pair like
mode.
I got.
Yeah.
You got the bright red pair.
I do.
just point straight to them.
it doesn't
Yeah,
see 'em.
work. I effectively
red.
live in an old folks' home, and they all will have
just
condos.
just
with
show
no-
just
red will
flash the
flash
old
in their
flash
eyes.
the old a picture of gay Superman, and that'll get him as far away from you as
Oh my God.
you
He'll
want.
drop dead.
I'm not trying to get manslaughter charges, Mark.
Yeah, well, these Raycons will help you avoid all of that. Excellent audio quality and long-lasting battery, and extremely, extremely comfortable. They got every size. It fits in every ear. Raycon wireless earbuds are amazing. And best of all, Raycon started just half the price of other premium audio brands, but they sound just as good. And Raycons come with a 45-day happiness guarantee. Right now, Hard Factor listeners can get 15% off their Raycon order at buyraycon.com/Hard Factor. That's buyraycon.com/Hard Factor to save 15% on your Raycons. Buyraycon.com/Hard Factor.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go down to Florida. Let's go on down because there's something weird going on down there. I want you guys to hear about it. So a pregnant 41-year-old teacher from Doral, Florida, which is in the Miami-Dade area, has been arrested for banging her 15-year-old student. Okay. This is the third teacher to be accused of banging students this week in Doral, and the fourth.
Whoa.
She let him finish inside her.
She
Oof.
looks like somebody famous. I can't picture.
Possible, Mark. We'll get to that.
Okay. Well, she got pregnant.
Well, but she's married, of course. She's a
Oh.
teacher who's banging a student.
Gotcha.
Oh,
gotcha,
she
gotcha.
was banging a student while pregnant?
I don't know. You guys are gonna have to be the judge. Just strap in because this
Well, women
ride
do
gets
get horny
bumpy.
when they're pregnant.
This
True.
ride gets bumpy. Yeah, she's the third
And
teacher.
you know they bang. It's really the best
That's
woman
true.
to hit
yeah,
on.
it's
Is a pregnant woman. It's the best woman to hit on.
hard for them to act modest.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when they're showing.
Easy to neg him.
Well, look, I've got a bit of a belly myself, and also have had sex before.
It's easy to neg them, Wes.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Look at you.
Yeah,
pregnant.
that's right.
You're
Yeah,
all
that's
pregnant.
I love your big belly.
You're gonna be uncomfortable for
Look
several
at that
more
big
months.
belly. How do you get around? Knock him down a few pegs.
Me personally, I like it. Not some guys, but anyway, yeah. So she's the third to be accused of banging students in Doral, Florida this week. The fourth school employee in general in the Miami-Dade area to be involved.
Are the teachers doing devious licks?
Dude, the teachers are licking deviously,
Yeah.
big time.
4 teachers in a week, you say?
So it's 3 teachers, 1 school employee in a week.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty intense. The teacher's name is Hyrie Calvi, which is really hard to Google. Every time you do it, Google tries extremely hard to correct it to Harry Calvin. Right, who is an up-and-coming gay male porn star who is way less hairy than his name implies. And please do not go to his Twitter. I did that for you. And I can report that Harry Calvin's pinned tweet is intense, to say the least.
He's a Teddy Roosevelt fellow.
Oh my God, man! Twitter, you forget anything flies on Twitter, and his pinned tweet is he put it. He knew what he was doing there.
It's thick.
Does John Kent follow him?
A few C's on there.
Yeah.
It's a little bad for John Kent. Anyway, back to Calvi. Guys, Harry Calvi, the alleged banging took place last year and earlier this year after she, quote, grew close to the 15-year-old boy while she was tutoring at the John I. Smith K-8 Center in Miami. And yes, that's kindergarten through 8th grade.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Shortly thereafter, the tutoring started taking place at the boy's home, if you know what I'm saying. And I mean that literally.
He couldn't drive.
And figuratively. No, he couldn't. She could, but it was happening at home.
Please tell me he was on the 8th grade end of that.
I think he might have even been out.
Yeah, she met him in 8th grade, and then the summer of him going to high school, she kept showing up.
K through 8's a wide range. Yeah, that's
how they do it, man. It's like a really nasty like Nike elite basketball camp system they have going on there. They find him in middle school.
Yeah,
earmark them, and then they pick them up later on down the line. In terms
it's like an AAU program,
exactly.
Yeah,
worst
exactly.
kind.
Yeah, except
he
it's
got a scholarship
AA.
in sex.
EU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on what you're into. In terms of what they were doing,
I think the Catholic Church already's got that one.
Oh, they got it on lock.
More like A B A B A B A.
You talking about? Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Front,
A-B.
back, front,
Yeah.
back, side to side. Okay. Yeah. In terms of what they were doing, guys, I don't know exactly, but Ray Valdez from the Doral Police Department sums it up pretty good. Here's Ray.
She was going to his house to instruct him, to tutor him.
Yeah, so she was getting tutored, you know what I mean?
Okay.
She sent him explicit videos and photos over WhatsApp, and he's said to have shown his buddies, that's the big downfall there, guys, video of them boning, which prompted a police investigation. And police say that Calvi also gave the boy one of her credit cards. So she was being a sugar mama. The pair attended parties together, but told the guests that they were aunt and nephew. So it's like something right out of fucking Pornhub.
Fuck, man.
Dude, if my 15-year-old buddy came to me and showed me a picture video of him banging one of our teachers, I'd be like, what are you, crazy? What are you, a lunatic?
Yeah, that's too intense.
That's intense,
at that age,
man.
that's too
At
intense at that age. You
Holy
can't hang out with
shit.
that person anymore.
No, they're crazy.
Senior year of high school, for sure, but 8th into 9th grade, you're not hanging out with that kid
You're
anymore.
scared.
Yeah,
That's intense.
terrified of that kid.
That kid would do anything.
Yeah, he'll do anything.
Yeah, are you gonna kill me if you think I'm gonna snitch on this situation? Are you gonna actually kill me?
Fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, guys. If you're wondering exactly like what was the contents of the video and the text messages and what they were like, I don't know. But again, Ray Valdez from the Doral Police Department, he sums it up pretty good.
They're certainly, without going into details, they're certainly not what you would expect of a teacher.
Yeah. He's a literal guy.
You know what I'm saying?
He's a White House fellow.
Yep. Graphic. According to the affidavit, this is back on March 7th. I guess Calvi was hammered drunk and was cruising her bad teenage mustache boyfriend around with 2 of his homies at around 3 a.m. in the morning. And she got pulled over. Oh, shit. She was drunk with 3 teens in her car. And
Just carrying one of their babies.
Yeah, they contacted the parents, and they were like, "What the fuck? We didn't even know you were with Tutor Calvi." And this is back in March. She's 8 months pregnant. I'm no mathematician, but come on. Anyway, she was later apprehended last week, October 8th, and she had a loaded Glock in her car with one in the chamber, which she claimed to belong to her husband. That's how we found out she's married. So nothing wrong with having a Glock with a one in the chamber. I guess the chamber thing, that's debatable.
Well, I
but
mean, you got to be ready.
More importantly, she was taking this loaded pistol onto school grounds. That's not okay.
That's illegal.
It belongs to her husband. As I said, guys, this is quite an epidemic in the Miami-Dade area. Earlier this week, we had 36-year-old Daniel Fernandez, who admitted to kissing and also performing a sex act on a 14-year-old girl who was one of his middle school students.
Oh, look at Daniel.
That's in
What
Doral.
a creep he looks like.
Yeah.
Then you got Brittany Lopez Murray.
Man, when you get the syllabus coming home from school and your daughter's
Fernandez,
like,
your teacher.
I got Mr. Fernandez, and then you look his ass up in the fucking the yearbook.
He
You're not
said he
happy.
liked my skirt. You're like,
Yeah, you're not. You look at that picture.
We're getting
You're
you
like,
out of Mr. Fernandez's class.
oh man, that's a class I'm worried about right there.
Yeah,
That hair tells it all. Yeah.
What about Brittany Lopez Murray?
Yeah, with
31 years
a
old.
boy. Yeah,
She looks contrite.
She looks like she's gonna fuck a student.
She's a drama teacher.
That's why the face got it.
She also met her boyfriend when he was in 7th grade. Held on to that prospect until
He was such a good actor.
he got a little older, and then she sent him a long text message where she expressed her feelings toward him, how she felt, and then she met the student at Starbucks for breakfast, and then she later allegedly sexually abused him in her white Jeep, including after she picked him up from basketball practice, pretty much everywhere. The two exchanged texts about how much they enjoyed sex with each other, according to the affidavit.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you mean Miss Murray's picking you up from basketball practice? What the fuck is going on?
Oh man,
It's another play, but
Yeah.
there's
Finally,
no play in the
guys.
books. Oh, Keith Taylor.
oh
74-year-old Keith Taylor,
74.
the crossing guard.
No.
Crossing guards getting in on it. According to the Broward Sheriff's Office, detectives began investigating Keith Taylor on September 28th after a mother filed a complaint against him, claiming that Taylor made inappropriate comments to her teenage daughter, making her feel uncomfortable walking to and from school. So detectives of the South Florida Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force began conducting an undercover investigation and said Taylor exchanged phone calls and text messages with a girl named Michelle, he believed to be 13, but she was not 13. She was a cop. So.
This is all in the same county.
Oh yeah, I mean,
All in
three of them in
Doral.
the same town.
Oh,
Yeah, the pile of trash, world's largest pile of trash, Mount Trashmore.
There's
Doral.
more down there. So
Wow.
guys, you are what you're surrounded by, I guess. Trash.
My goodness.
Jesus. Crossing guards just harassing girls as they're crossing the street. That's something. All right.
it's really Keith Taylor's bad. He's 74. He thought that 13-year-old wanted to bang him. Take a look at Keith Taylor one more time. Sorry, just
Yeah.
come on, Keith.
Yeah, but I mean, like, look at this lady, the first one. She's banging a student while
She's
pregnant.
got 3 15-year-olds
No,
gleeking
Will.
in her car while she's
Do you
driving
think
around
that now?
town.
Do you think the student impregnated her? Or
Yes.
do you think that
Yeah.
she's banging the student while
It's his baby. It's the student's baby.
It's definitely his kid.
Unless she was
baby.
just like getting real hot and horny with her husband right around the same time she
the
was
only
cheating
thing-
on him with a
Imagine-
15-year-old boy.
Imagine
The only thing that
dude-
doesn't have blanks is the husband's gun. The dick is shooting nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but dust.
Wow.
Poor
That,
guy.
talk about that guy's got to be in a dark place.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't get a hold of his gun.
Well, dude, fucking Brittany Lopez's husband is from England. He came over to be with her, and
Oh, and then she's sucking off like 15-year-olds
after b-ball practice,
Exchanging tweets, texts about how good the sex was.
Mhm.
That was some pretty darn good sex.
What's up with teachers, man?
Cool.
So
That's
when
a
are
tough
they
one
going
to
to
read for the
start? When are
husband.
they going to
That's a
start?
long plane ride home.
When are they going to start like extra screening on these people who want to work with kids?
You
know what I
can't.
mean? Like when are you going to start it? Because at this point, it's like, everybody's so mad at the Catholic Church and everything. Teachers, it's constant.
You just can't predict how hot it gets when it's just
Constant.
you and a middle schooler one-on-one. It's just like all rules go out the window.
Well, what I'm saying is, look,
Apparently.
everybody needs to hold up a mirror if they think that the sexual abuse of minors only goes on in one institution.
You think they should do some
yeah.
sort of test, like a heart rate test, but like on people's like Jenny's to see if there's some action going on in the
and
dong
then like
or the
show
V.
them pictures
Show
of
them pictures
attractive
of
kids.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like see if they get a blood
Mhm.
rush.
Yeah, sorry.
That's a good idea, Mark.
Your Jennies are tingling a little bit too much for you to get this job.
It seems like technology is good enough now where you can sniff somebody out, right?
Look at the charts off the charts on the Jenny action down there. Get this guy out of here.
They do that for security clearance. Why not? You know, the people dealing with their children.
That's what I'm saying. Do a
I'd be
little
okay
Jenny
with that,
test
for sure. A little Jenny test, yeah. My tax dollars, right? You know.
Yeah,
it is publicly
worth it. We spend money on a lot stupider shit than that.
That's right.
That's a good point.
Bring on the Jenny test.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
Oh, yeah. Well, what's going on with my camera? Hopefully it stays on. I'm back. It's time for a dark one. Let's go to
darker than Pat's.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. It's
a dark episode.
It's pretty dark, yeah.
Wes has got a cobra, a menacing cobra, sitting over his shoulder.
Yeah, and that's not even the real dark one. We're just gonna go dark right away. We're gonna go to Kazakhstan, where I imagine a lot of dark shit happens. A mother of 33-year-old Yevgenia Leotivia. That I did not say that right, but let me just pull up a picture for you. There she is. She's a thrill seeker. She was out for a day of thrill seeking, or as she posted on social media, she was going to live it up and we're going to fly. And was partaking in this thing called rope jumping. You guys seen this shit?
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna play you a little video of what it looks like.
Rope or
no, it's rope jumping. So it's this thing. It's like
bungee
jumping,
yeah.
but it's instead of they use a nylon rope and you don't actually bounce back up, but you can jump for way longer.
Wouldn't you like snap your neck?
No, because there's pulley systems in place that slowly stop you.
Wow.
So yeah, it's similar to bungee jumping, but it's developed by this guy out in California. Anyway, you can jump a lot longer, and it just slowly takes you down. Anyway, obviously this activity takes a lot of prep and safety measures. One setup can take months to perfect with all the pulleys and such. But most importantly, you got to make sure the person making the jump is properly secured and that their fucking rope is properly secured so they don't just fall to the ground, right? And unfortunately for
like Hart style.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Yevgenia, the morons running this particular rope jumping operation from the 80-plus foot at the top of a hotel building weren't exactly top notch. So when they strapped Yevgenia in and gave her the go ahead and jump, it was before her safety rope was properly secured to a tree. So when she jumped, she just fell to the ground. And this is the video I'm going to show you. It is distressing. You can't see her die, but it's creepy. So it's dark here.
I mean, it's distressing content. It's telling us.
Warning. Okay.
So there they are. They're strapping her in. And they're like, "Oh, this is going to be great. You've done this before. She has done this before, so she knows, what the deal is."
Okay,
she's on top of this.
She's like in a harness. She thinks.
Looks like they're strapping her in.
Yeah, looks like they're strapping.
You would think so. Like if somebody strapped me in like that, I'd be like, "Yep, I'm
there
strapped
have been.
in."
Yeah, there was a front snap and a back snap.
But
oh no.
Yeah.
And then
then she just goes.
She just jumped.
Were they not ready for her to go?
No, they weren't ready for her to go, and there she is on the ground. They weren't ready for her to go, so she just landed 82 feet on the ground. She was rushed to the hospital. They tried to, she had a big hematoma on her brain. They tried to get that out of there, but it was unsuccessful. Fucked up thing is if these guys are found liable for negligence, they face a maximum of 40 days in jail over in Kazakhstan.
Well, yeah, but they're not going to do that time, right? Because they have that video.
Well, she
clearly kind of jumps a little quickly.
They gave her the go ahead. You can't hear it in the video.
Oh, they gave her the go ahead.
So they didn't,
because she kind of like hops right off that ledge, like straight away, like
exactly.
Shit.
Yeah. So yeah.
Do you guys remember what happened with Owen Hart on the pay-per-view?
Yeah.
So like
he
Owen
fell to
Hart,
his death, right?
Owen Hart, Bret Hart's brother, who was like primed to be the next champion. It was like he stayed after they screwed over Bret Hart in the Montreal Screwjob. He had another character when he like sucked called like the Blue Bird or something like, and so he was going as his Blue Bird character for this one pay-per-view, and a feather got caught in the release mechanism, and the feather released him, and he fell like 80 feet to his death in the center of the ring during the middle of a pay-per-view.
Yeah, fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on from that because that was sad. All right, guys.
Falling to your death would maybe be the scariest way to die because you're thinking about it for like several seconds before it actually happens.
We should try to interview now. We should, make sure give him time, but maybe in a couple months we should try to interview the guy that survived in New Jersey.
Also,
let him
Mark,
out that quickly. But.
listen to the Hive Hour, patreon.com/hardfactor Hive Hour. Pop the clutching up. We should also interview the CEO of Costco. We were thinking.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, let's do that instead. All right.
Both
All
of
right.
those are
Yeah,
high priority.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Both of those are on the list.
Okay.
Let's move on. I want to paint a picture for you guys. You're out for a little boating trip with your buddy, right? You brought some oranges for snacks, probably a little booze. Sounds like a fun trip. And it was for Leve Nanjikana, who set out with his friend Junior Kulani from Mono Island in the archipelago of Solomon Islands near Papua New Guinea on September 3rd. And here's a map of where Papua New Guinea is exactly where you thought New Zealand was, if you're Mark or I, right above Australia.
Yeah. Proud of you also, Wes. That first sentence was challenging. Way to hit a bunch of names and
Thank you.
islands there. That was impressive.
Just nail archipelago.
Archipelago, yeah. So there's Mono Island is there in the middle where they were, Solomon Islands, and they were trying to go to Noro, which is about 125 miles south. It's a trip they had made many times on their little 60 horsepower boat, like a little outrigger engine. Not sure what they were just doing some fresh island, looking for some fresh island tail, running drugs, or doing some legitimate business. Not sure. But on that day, a storm rolled in, and rather than wasting all their power trying to fight the storm, they cut the engine and we're just going to chill until the storm passed, like that guy on the jet ski that was going to see his lover out in the middle of the sea, So out there in the Solomon Sea. But the storm got bad and knocked out their GPS, and the two drifted 250 miles north, where they finally ended up at Pamio, in the archipelago of the Bismarck archipelago, just east of Papua New Guinea. And they were out there for 29 days. 29 days.
What?
Just on their ship. Yeah, they survived for 29 days. So they survived on those oranges they got. I guess after they realized they were fucked, they started rationing them. They would pick up coconuts that were floating in the water, because coconuts are plentiful down there and they wash in the water. So they picked the coconut. Yeah, lucky. And then they had like a burlap sack they were trapping rainwater in to survive for 29 days.
Wow, that's a great way to get a tan and lose some weight.
Oh yeah,
coconut diet.
Yeah, out at sea for 29 days.
Oh, they lost so much weight.
Yeah.
So Nanjikana said of the ordeal when he got back, everyone, of course, they say they're in great spirits because they don't think they're going to die anymore. Of course, he said,
"They should sell it as an experience, honestly."
Yeah,
Lose
it's like
some
fat
weight,
camp.
new lease on life. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like forced. Yeah, you force it on people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He said, "I had no idea what was going on while I was out there. I didn't hear about COVID or anything else. I look forward to going back to home, but I guess it was a nice break from anything." So he was actually glad to get away from it all for 29 days, even though he almost died.
It's got its first 5-star review.
Yeah,
exactly. If you could get some fishing in, I'm sure there's fish around there. If you can get easily learn how to fish, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Well, sitting in a boat for 29 days.
Yeah, with their buddy. No,
the sun.
That's going to get bad.
But sun would hurt.
Yeah. So
if they gave you enough sunscreen and, like you said, a couple distractions, and then maybe like once a day, you could go hop onto a yacht and then like refresh and then get back on the boat.
You need a little bit of bread. You don't even need booze. If you have the oranges and orange peels, you just need a little bit of sugar and bread. And you can make your own booze.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What? You're trying to survive.
Well,
towards the end,
they had rainwater.
Also,
they had rainwater.
Yeah. Last couple days, even at a weight loss, you can party a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's some waves that go on in that 29 days of of survival versus giving up, or
prison hooch. Pruno, what's it called?
Yeah, prison hooch. Yeah. I don't know what I don't know what the deal with Papua New Guinea is either. It sounds like so ancient and lost. I don't know if you can go there, if you're allowed to go there. If you're
sounds secretive.
Yeah. Only an explorer.
Why couldn't you go there?
It just sounds like I'm not allowed to go there unless I'm an explorer. Like Kong lives there or something.
Sounds like you're gonna get hit in the neck with a dart.
Yeah, exactly. Papua New Guinea. I don't want to go there. No thanks.
Your head shrank or something.
Yeah, exactly, Mark. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I got you. It's Indigenous People Week though, so we gotta
right.
Yeah,
sure. Okay, sure. I'm sure it's fine. Sure, it's fine. Finally, let's go to
9 million people. Yeah.
I'll skip it. Finally, let's go to India, where the Uthra murder case, as it has come to be known, has finally been settled. And I think we might have covered this. What is the Uthra murder case, you ask? Well, it's a case that dates back all the way to May 2020 in Kerala, India, which is down there on the southwest coast at the point of India. It's like the 13th biggest state in India, I guess. And what happened there on May 6th, 7th, depending on which shoddy newspaper you read from India, is a man named Suraj, who was a bank employee, came up with a scheme. He wanted to kill his wife, Uthra, steal her gold, get more dowry from her parents, I guess, and then marry another woman. So he's like, but I can't just kill her in cold blood because then they'll know. Right. Yeah, that's my only problem is I want her dead, but I can't just kill her.
I'm not the king,
Right. Yeah. So in March,
this isn't Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, this isn't Papua New Guinea. You can't just shrink her head. So in March, he got a viper from this local snake guy named Suresh and managed to get the viper to bite his wife, but she survived. So a couple months later, Suraj was like, yo, that viper didn't do the trick. You got anything stronger than a viper? And Suresh was like, yeah, how about a fucking cobra? Yes. And Suraj was like, yeah, I'll take the cobra. So that night in May, as this woman is still recovering from her viper bite from March, this guy lets this cobra go in her room at her parents' house. And and he woke up the next morning and she didn't. So her mom went in and found her daughter dead and discovered the cobra, which they tested to make sure the cobra was the same cobra that killed her. And they found out. So just recently, this guy Suraj was finally convicted of murder, and he and the snake guy are both going down for her murder, and they'll be sentenced Wednesday.
So fucked up. What if she had a fear of snakes too? He unleashes the two worst snakes back to back.
Shit, man.
That guy sucks.
Dude, the cobra sucks. He was supposed to leave after the deal. This is like when Stax fell asleep when he was supposed to get the car compounded in Goodfellas. And you know what happened to him.
I'll tell you what. No. Poisoners, though, that's a real low level human being
hell.
Right there.
That's a special place in hell for them. Yeah.
Poisoners. That's why they made the Joker a poison expert. He's just so it's so low. It's as low as you can get.
It's a very insulting death. Yes, to your victims. Yeah.
Is the most baseless form of murdering.
Well, he's a moron because he tried it with the viper, and then he's like, this girl just has the worst luck ever. She keeps getting bitten by the most venomous snakes in the world, and so the viper didn't do it.
If he kept unleashing more poisonous spiders, he's first it's a tarantula, then it's a black widow,
right?
Yeah.
She's like one of those idiots that is like, I don't know, mosquitoes just like my blood, like those idiots.
Right.
No, they caught this guy right away.
But with snakes.
Yeah. They figured it out. And I looked it up.
He's the dumbest poisoner of all time because poisoning is actually pretty easy to get away with, probably compared to other ways of killing.
Quiet,
people.
Will.
You would think so, yeah.
What I'm saying,
especially with one snake bite, yeah.
Yeah.
In India, yeah.
Why didn't he just suffocate her while she was recovering from the viper bite?
I don't know. He's a moron. Look, there he is. He's an idiot.
Just waiting to do something stupid in that picture too.
Yeah. So just a little bit more. These things are
there
called
are other snakes.
We had a deal, Cobra.
He probably killed her because she was just yelling at him how dumb he was all the time.
Yeah. I know you got me with the viper.
I'll tell you what, those snakes, they love my blood.
Yeah. I know you're friends with the snake guy in town.
Me around a snake, forget it.
But this is fucked up. There's these things called dowry deaths, and they're big in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Iran. And what it is that when a woman gets married, they're murdered or driven to suicide by continuous harassment and torture by their husbands and in-laws over a dispute about their dowry, and they're called dowry deaths. So that makes the woman's homes the most dangerous place for them to be. And they report India is the highest total number of dowry deaths, with 1.4 deaths per 100,000 women in 2010 were dowry deaths. Damn. So over 8,300 deaths in 2010 were attributed to dowry deaths.
And that's what this was. This guy was just pissed off about.
Yeah, he was trying to get more dowry from the parents.
That's so lazy. India just needs to lie to their people like the U.S. lies to us and tells them that they can be anything that they want to be. You know what I mean? And then they won't rely on a dowry.
It's like a prenup scam or like a life insurance scam. You know what's bad when
fail in their 40s.
It's bad when it's like it's named something. The fact that it's called like dowry deaths, that means it happens too often.
Right.
Yeah.
Like sudden
catchy
infant crib death. Yeah.
It's true. Be a good TV show.
Yeah,
Dowry
so-
deaths on Fox.
Anyway, I'll try to remember to see what he gets, because I don't know if it's going to be a lot, but we'll see what happens to him. Anyway, some business. Are your credit card bills keeping you up at night? I know mine were. Interest rates in the double digits. They were. But here's where you got to be smart. Taking care of your finances is the most important thing you can do, and paying off your credit card balances with a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream is one of the best things you can do for yourself, your family, your future. Rates start at 4.98% APR with autopay and excellent credit. Plus, the rate is fixed, so it will never go up over the life of the loan. You get a loan from $5,000 to $100,000, and there are absolutely no fees. You can even get your money as soon as the day you apply. So I did this. Took down my consolidated my credit card, saved myself I think it was $10,000, honestly, just on the interest. Yeah,
The interest is insane.
Yeah,
how much
dowry.
of a difference it makes.
That's a dowry. Yeah, I didn't have to venom anyone. So just for our listeners, apply now to get the special interest rate discount and save even more. The only way to get this discount is to go to lightstream.com/factor. That's lightstream.com/factor. Subject to credit approval, rates range from 4.98 APR to 19.99 APR, include 0.5 auto pay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/factor for more information.
So one last piece of business, and there's no coincidence. I mean, there's a reason why we're doing these two together. Wes mentioned the most important thing you can do is lower your credit rate. I would argue that it's a 1A, 1B scenario with taking care of your mental health as well. They go hand in hand. They're both extremely important to do. And even for Olympic level athletes like Michael Phelps or world heavyweight boxing champions like Tyson Fury, reaching out for support is a sign of courage, not weakness. Athletes work hard to keep their bodies at peak performance. It's time we treat our mental health the same way. Your mental well-being is just as important as your physical well-being. Treat your brain like a muscle and give it the same level of care as the rest of your body with Talkspace. Whether you're an athlete, a rec league player, or just someone having a hard day, Talkspace is ready to help you start feeling better with a single message. Talkspace offers individual therapy as well as couples therapy and medication, prescription services. They have all sorts of different, I think their therapists specialize in hundreds of different topics. It's the #1 online therapy platform to help you work through anything you're going through. Thousands of licensed therapists available for you to match with.
Every specialization, basically.
Everything. You're going through it, right? You know that. So reach out to Talkspace. They can help. Talkspace, like this, what else we got going on? Talkspace works around your schedule. That's important. It's at your convenience. So you don't have to get in a car and go wait in a waiting room. And no, you can do it from your home, from your phone. You can do it right now. Send and receive unlimited message 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with your dedicated therapist in the app. Schedule live video sessions with your licensed therapist from anywhere. You're on vacation right now. Who cares? Like if you're going through it, open up Talkspace, give it a shot. And if you feel like your mental health has been stuck on the sidelines, Talkspace is here to help. Like I said, match with a licensed therapist when you go to Talkspace.com and get $100 off your first month with the promo code HARDFACTOR, one word. That's $100 off when you use code HARDFACTOR at Talkspace.com. All right? Important. Do both those things. Get rid of your credit. Take care of yourself mentally. All right. Seeing as I'm one half of the pop culture guys on this show, I figured I'd do a segment on the current movies and movie stars. Let's call it Mike Busey was right to shit on the Hollywood sign.
Well,
Fake shit on the Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping you guys
Good
would
eyes,
know
Wes.
that. Mike Busey should have actually shit on the Hollywood sign is what this is called. First up, let's take a look at some Rotten Tomato movie scores for 3 movies that have been discussed often on this show before. Okay? I'm just going to flash some pictures and then we'll go over them. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's another. And there's a third. So we're talking about there's a pretty interesting thing to note for the scores for the movie. Fauci the movie. Dave Chappelle's newest special, The Closer. I know it's technically not a movie, but it's kind of a movie. And Pat's favorite movie of 2020, Cuties.
Not my favorite movie. Just defend it as a piece of art because that's
okay.
I respect art.
Definitive work of art.
Not a piece of art that I necessarily love or want to consume regularly, but it is something that has a statement and it has artistic value. So,
would you have given it a positive review on Rotten Tomatoes?
would I have given a positive review on Rotten Tomatoes to Cuties? Yeah, absolutely. It's well made.
What
film.
percentage? You
Okay,
giving that
there you go.
on Rotten
Well, see
Tomatoes?
this is how Rotten Tomatoes works. Will, for those
I'd rather not.
for those of you not familiar with how for those of you not familiar how Rotten Tomatoes works, they do a scoring system as follows. The main score you see is a number between 1 and 100% for one's the worst movie in the world, 100% is like the best movie in the world, but it's not based off of that. It's based off of how many reviewers say it's a good movie. So if 100% of people, it's a thumbs up, thumbs down scenario. So if 100% of people liked it, they might have scored it at 80 out of 100, but anything over like a 70 we'll say is like a thumbs up type thing. So 100% of people liked it, right? But the score you see is the critic score. Now you have to actually like click on the movie and then open up a new screen, and then side by side with that score that you see will be another score between 1 and 100%, and that's the fan score. So let's go through
Which
and
is
look
always better, in my opinion. The audience score is usually more accurate than the critic score.
Let's see if Pat agrees or if everyone agrees. I have to call myself out here. First of note is we'll bring back up the Dave Chappelle. I am with the 33% of critics who only 33% only 33% liked it. So 67% of critics didn't like it, but 97% of the audience or fans liked Dave Chappelle's The Closer. So maybe I was a bit harsh on Dave, although I would like to get
Wes, did you watch it?
I did watch it.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I laughed out loud several times. I thought it wasn't his best, but I did enjoy it.
So you're in the 97?
Yeah, he's in the 97.
I'm in the 97 for
Will's
sure.
in the 97. Pat, are you in the 97 on that one? You like it?
Well, I want to point something out. I think that statistically, this is a flawed system, right? So, like, presumably the reviewer, right, the movie critic that has the weighted review on the critic side, presumably they try to be accurate in their reviewing of films, although they're fucking complete and total assholes. I think that the audience side, whenever there's some sort of controversy about a film, they use the audience will like go harder in the paint than they would have. They're not going with their gut reaction.
Don't you think
they're choosing to use their vote as like
Pat, don't you think
protective thing for Chappelle?
The critics also do that?
I
think
do
the critics
think they
also protect narratives and protect different titles. Like
think
The
they
Green
do.
Knight,
Yeah.
we saw that for sure. The critics knew that movie was a stinker. But in order to protect its box office sales day one, that thing got glowing reviews from all critics, and everybody knew that movie.
They probably
sucked.
get free swag.
And
I think it happens probably on both sides, right?
It's a little
Probably
different.
happens
It's like a judge can only commit sentence every other murderer to the light.
But
the
these
max
judges
sentence.
get paid literally by the murderers.
right. Some of them should
They get paid by the publication.
recuse themselves from the
Well,
reviews.
but they
trickle
also
down.
get
I think you're
free
both
shit
right.
from
I think you're both right.
studios.
But I will say this, okay? Maybe I was a little harsh on Dave originally after thinking about it for a few days, but I would like to get a secret microphone in a room and hear his just honest opinion on the gay Superman thing. I have a feeling it would not be something that people would want to hear.
You're right. That would have been. I would have enjoyed the special even more. If
No, but I'm not even saying stand-up jokes. I want to see Dave's reaction when he reads about this. Oh my God.
his honest reaction.
What the fuck? Next up, let's look at Cuties and Fauci kind of side by side because they got similar things going on. So you see 91% from the critics on Fauci. I'm not going to read the fans yet. 88% from the critics on Cuties. So very similar. And then on the other side, the audience thinks that the scores are low. Who do you think scored lower if you were to guess before seeing that? Would you think Cuties would score lower
but
or
again,
Fauci's would score lower?
I would have thought
from the audience?
Cuties.
I think
right?
the 88 is probably what I would have guessed that the Cuties would have put or the critics would have been at for Cuties. I think that the populace used the audience score to express their distaste for a movie they never saw.
I agree with you that it happens sometimes, but Cuties got 16% from the audience, which I think is around 20%. I think that's accurate. Fauci did 800% worse at 2% of the audience. Now, like you said, Pat, points have been brought up. I think that probably some people are just reviewing Fauci without watching it, but 2%. There are a lot of fans that were probably on the bubble or didn't care here or there and watched it and were like, what is this? I tried to watch it today.
There's people spamming the thumbs up on there to try to save it.
Yeah, the pedophiles are
2%?
spamming Cuties to keep it on Netflix.
2% is 2 out of 100. There was like 500 reviews, so like 8 people out of 500 gave Fauci a positive thumbs up.
Before they even started streaming it, the IMDb with thousands of reviews was like a 1.9. So I mean, like
they should have
people
canned it.
genuinely hate the fucking movie. So Mark,
Yeah,
you tried
that's
to
what I'm
watch it.
It was boring. It was boring. It was incredibly boring. I didn't
I
pay
mean, obviously
attention
it sucks.
It sucks. It's a terrible movie.
91%
Yeah.
Documentary on
91%.
Yeah,
for
it's
critics.
boring. I
Doctor.
wasn't trying to like get into the political aspect of it, and I was writing this piece while watching it, but I can tell you that it didn't grab my
Boring.
attention. And a lot of people,
91% from critics, though. It makes you, and 2% from the audience, makes you realize why people don't fucking trust
it's
anything
a
they read.
love letter to Fauci for sure.
But it's also like, imagine if you were involved in a car accident that like injured you permanently, and then a documentary called "Car Accident" about the car accident that you were in came out. You'd be like, I don't want to watch this. Like that. Like this is not what movies are
bad
for.
timing. Yeah, it's look again though. Fauci 2%, 800% worse than cuties according to the audience.
Just get him out of here. Why do they keep propping this guy up? Nobody worships this dude. Like what? Why? I don't understand.
2%.
Like what?
2%. That's really low. That's one
That's
away
his
from the
approval
lowest
rating.
it can get.
Amazon
I don't think they
had
can
to
do
pull his
zero.
book. Mark,
Yeah.
do you remember when Amazon had to pull his book? So he released that book, and then they had to pull it right away
I
because,
don't know why they
because
released this
of a
movie. This is
controversy.
Disney and Nat
Right.
Geo. Like Nat Geo, fine, but Disney put their stamp on it.
You would
at
have
a
thought
weird
they
time.
saw what happened with the
Yeah.
Amazon book deal, and then they didn't, and then they just fucking went through with it, and it was the dumbest thing ever. Now they're paying for it, you dumbasses.
Yeah, so those are the three movies we've been talking about. Some interesting scores. Now that we've covered those movies, let's talk about the top box office movie of the week. Oh wait, nope. It's James Bond, No Time to Die. I saw it opening day, and let's just say I'd rather watch Dave Chappelle's The Closer on loop than ever watch that again.
Oh no, really?
I give it 7 thumbs down. Spoiler alert, Rami Malek's character is about as developed as a legally aborted child in Texas.
Oh.
And the ending sucks.
Oh,
Damn.
man. You
That's
you
hard.
really didn't like it.
Rami.
Whatever. His character they didn't do a good job developing his character whatsoever.
I know why you didn't like it, so I'm not even gonna ask.
Yeah, I
you.
won't get into the other part, but the bad guy, underdeveloped. Who else? Who's next? How about this headline from the New York Post? I'll throw it up as I'm reading it. Mission Impuffable. Tom Cruise sports a swollen look as he takes in a ball game with his fat face. It's a close-up picture of 59-year-old Tom Cruise's fat face, and it makes you wonder if he went for the Linda Evangelista surgery, the Celtic aesthetics, cool sculpting.
Oh yeah, maybe.
He got, you know what that is? That's a man who put on quarantine weight, and then he got plastic surgery to deal with it instead of actually working out.
Could be.
Or
Might have
he
a
coulda-
role coming up.
Did he go to space yet? Because he could be swollen if he did go to space.
He's
Maybe.
not
I don't
he's
know.
not gonna be able to film in space, Pat, if he keeps it up. He is space.
He's not going to fit in the spacesuit.
He's
No.
not gonna pass the physical.
Trust me, Tom, you're not going to be able to do all your stunts if you keep getting this fat. He looks like Tom Booze. Tom had way too much fun on a cruise. He looks like Top Gut. Sequel to the movie The
Slow
Firm.
him down.
Sequel to the movie The Firm. The Unfirm. Cocktail Shrimp.
Cocktail shrimp.
Days of Thunder Cloud. That's a Central Texas sandwich shop. So a little inside, but Thundercloud subs. Days of Thunder Cloud. Here's one you'll all get. Vanilla Pie. Risky Doctor Visit.
The tummy.
Yeah, the tummy. Gain Man instead of Rain Man. And how about a few good humors? Because it looks like he's been eating ice cream. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor. We're allowed to say it because we're fat. It's part of the gig. That's going to do
right.
it for Hard Factor.
Bro,
Tom,
We ate our way into those jokes.
That's
Ain't no
right.
one out there as a guy who used to have Tom Cruise as his favorite actor. Ain't no one's getting mad at Tom Cruise bashing. That guy's
No.
a fucking weirdo.
yeah.
Ben and Jerry's McGuire.
Ben and Jerry Maguire. See, it's fun. It's good. All right, guys, that's going to do it for Hard Factor. If you got any Tom Cruise puns, send them on over. We'll read them tomorrow or something. Get yourself a t-shirt. Leave us a review. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Leave us a voicemail, 512-270-1480. Check out the Patreon, patreon.com/Hard Factor. And most importantly, have a great fucking day.
Hardfactor.com. Patreon.com/hardfactor.